Hey guys, day 144, I believe. Anyway, it's Sunday. I spent the afternoon relaxing, and I needed it. Just played some games, didn't do any work yet today. Got some more to do tonight, but I just caught up on some rest, and it felt really good. I'm going to go out and do a ride now. I wanted to give you some more thoughts on this new Bike to Power mount that came in. I'm going to test it out some more on this ride. I'm going to be listening to some music with it. I was planning on doing some music and filming, or at least filming alone, but I discovered that my Archon is still going to be better for filming. Let me show you that. So here's the two cases. This is the original Archon, and this again is a soft case. You just unzip it. These are both, this is water resistant, and they list this as waterproof. This is actually sealed with rubber. This one just has rubber coated zippers. So you can put the phone in either way with this one. And here's some big differences between the two, at least so far. And again, I'll have a full review of this after I've given it a little bit of time in a few days. I do like it, but they both have pros and cons. So far, what I've discovered. This one, the Archon, much better for filming. Primarily because you can flip it around. I can shoot the phone out that way because I can put the phone in either way inside the case. And the advantage there is if you try to film in this one and you rotate it, you got the handlebar in the way of your camera. So there's no way to get a clear landscape shot with the Bike to Power. But it does do portrait just fine. You can swivel this and use the rear-facing camera because it does have a viewport for the camera, which is cool. If you want to do any kind of vertical video, then it's perfect. This matte screen that I commented on the unboxing, frickin' awesome. Never occurred to me exactly what this would be for. It's the same thing as an anti-glare coating on a monitor. It is awesome. It removes all the glare from the screen so much that I wish this had the coating on the phone itself from the factory. Just a beautiful, I mean, it looks funny without the phone in there, but when you put the phone in there and you see the colors and everything coming through, you don't see this at all. It's just perfect anti-glare coating. It's an awesome, awesome screen surface. The only disadvantage is because there is a slight gap, any button pushes in the extreme corners. You do have to give a little bit of pressure just to contact the screen, but everywhere else it's just like using the phone. And it is butter smooth. There's no texture to the actual plastic, which is something that really bugs me about screen protectors. I hate that orange peel feeling on my finger. This glides exactly like a bare iPhone 5, so that's very cool. Love that coating. The unit itself, extremely solid. It does have a ratcheting swivel, so it is very solid. Only disadvantage of that is you can't go in any position like the Archon here. This is just a tension screw mount and a ball joint. So you can put this in not only any rotation, but any angle that you want. So this is great for fine-tuning it and moving it around to a different angle. On this one, you can't adjust the pitch whatsoever. What you have to do is loosen the actual mount, tilt the whole thing on the handlebar, and then tighten it back down. So not a big deal if you only want to use your phone in one position, but if you're like me and you're doing filming and then some days you flip it around like this, so I have the speakers pointing at me for music, this is a lot more handy. Sound-wise, this is actually pretty darn cool. It is not waterproof when you are actually listening to sound though. What it has, I thought these were basically open hole speaker ports, but that kind of wouldn't make sense to make it waterproof. What they have is a very thin plastic membrane on the inside of it, much like the anti-matte or the anti-glare coating, and that's just transducing a little bit of the sound directly from the speakers. And then inside, here's where they come out, and the speakers from the phone fire right down into here, make a 90, and then hit the little membrane right here. So that's the only thing coming out of these. Needless to say, it's very muted. At speed, I would be hard pressed to hear it. So what you have to do is just open up the rubber flaps here that cover the power and headphone jacks. So now those are open holes. Let me get a focus here. So now those are open holes, and those let out plenty of volume with a surprising amount of bass, because this is a little bit of a cavity, so you get a little bit of reverberation, and plenty of sound makes it out of there. But like I said, not waterproof with these open. What they give you are little grommets here, so if you need to use your cables, you just slip these grommets over the cables, so that when they're in the case like that, you do get a watertight seal. But again, that kills your music, and obviously you'd have your headphones plugged in so you wouldn't be listening to it anyway. So, pro, if you don't need it waterproof, really good sound. Con, if you do, very, very muted. Whereas the Archon case, it's not waterproof, it's just water resistant, but it does let out a ton of sound no matter how you have it configured, because this is just neoprene material, and the sound comes out of that no problemo. So, that is that so far. I am going to just take a ride. I'm going to go up and see if they have any of those carpets at the corner again. I can't believe I haven't seen those guys there for a long time. They used to be seemingly every weekend. But anyway, those are my thoughts so far. I'm going to listen to music again today, and I'm going to try out the new case. So no video. Anyway, I'll see you when I get back from the ride. Oh, well, that was a little disappointing. Not from the ride, that was good. But it turns out this mount is pretty much useless to me. Here's the problem. Okay, first the good news. The home button, awesome. You have the exact same tactile feel as the phone button, so that works great. Problem is the sound. All I'm using these for is filming or listening to music. I don't really use my apps or anything anymore because I know where I'm going and I know how long it is. So I'm not using that part of them. The problem with the sound is these membranes that are transducing the sound vibrate a lot. And at full volume, which is needed to hear the music, they distort like you wouldn't believe. It just turns vocals into garbled mush. Any kind of bass, it sounds like the speakers in the phone are blowing out. I had to take the phone out to make sure the phone wasn't damaged or something. It was terrible. But that's what the problem is. You just put your finger over the hole here and it goes away. Of course, it's very quiet, but this is where the speaker is. This is the mic on this side. It's just horrible. I mean, it sounds like absolute garbage. At least with the Archon, it's just a little quieter, but it sounds perfectly normal coming out of the phone. So this is no good for filming, and it's no good for playing music. So basically, it comes down to, if you use headphones, this is going to be your weapon of choice, because the Archon isn't that great for headphones. You have to leave the bottom unzipped. There's no pass-through. But if you use the speakers in the phone, the Archon is your man, and this is junk. So, really are pros and cons to both of them. It just depends on exactly what you need. This would be good for, like I said, headphones, or just using as, you know, GPS, or, you know, some kind of fitness tracker or whatever, but definitely not for what I need. Okay, shower time. I gotta get some dinner. I'm going to tackle some more work. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, incidentally, this is one my wife just got yesterday at Walmart. Virtually identical to the Bike to Power one, but without that bottom port thing. No vibration, I bet. I'll have to test it. She's only used hers with headphones. But I want to stick mine in there and do a quick test. I mean, it's virtually a clone copy. Same kind of clamp, same kind of rubber in the case, same flip down, same anti-mat, same home button. So, you know, it's another company, of course, but virtually identical design, and it's got the pass-through for the camera too. So this one here might solve the fatal flaw with mine. I'll see.